we should be able to just instantiate them and become a point, a node in their network. And I think it's probably good that we help support the network as much as we support them financially. But anyway, that's another issue.
Right, and if we can run Rolang programs on them, we'll have the network to run them on, and we won't have. They have this thing Hollow where you can use the network without running a node, but you have to pay Hollow or whatever to run it. Well, you don't have to. I can make my node free for people to use.
Yeah, at first it will be an experiment. People will just charge whatever they want to charge until there becomes a market for the holo fuel.
Yeah, and the way it's set up is they're not setting up a scarce commodity. They're setting there's as much hollow fuel as there is hollow capacity, so to speak.
Right. Do you think this $1,000 one will sell out, the Hollow Port Plus?
I'm not going to buy one that big right now. I think when you get the first release of anything, it's always going to have problems. But I do.
Well, as far as selling out, I fully expect them to sell more than they can produce the first go round. But yeah, from the looks of the numbers on the page, the $1,000 one is probably. I mean, they're going to easily get their commitment. It looks like, and or their goal, and then they can only build so many. So they've got to cut it off somewhere,
Right. Yeah. All right. That's cool. Yeah. So we'll look, especially if we can run Rolang with that, then that's something to look into. I'll probably get this $400 one, just to experiment with.
Yeah.
Jim, you said the guys. See if they can send us some T-shirts.
T-shirts.
It looks like you only can get the T-shirt with the $1,000 one, and that pisses me off. I'm a T-shirt guy. I like their stickers, but I'm a T-shirt guy. Okay.
Well, you can get a $1,000 one, but yeah, no. I think investing. I'm probably going to get one up, because the smallest one will probably have problems too. The one up one will probably be enough to use it.
Right. All right. Yeah, that's cool. And enough about Hollow Port. Let's. What are we talking about, Kev? So we're talking about RChain's Indiegogo campaign. They're launching their nodes right now, plug and play for a decentralized network. And Jim was mentioning that we could run Rolang contracts on their network immediately. So it would be because of, I don't know, Jim would be able to explain it better, but because of the similarities that it has with Rosette.
Well, we don't have the programmers right now, but all the code is basically written. I mean, it's all stuff Greg has been through before, and we're just implementing an actor model on RChain and using it the same way we use the actor model in Rosette to use the standard techniques that relate lambda calculus to the pi calculus.
Right. So also another thing, if you're buddies with them, first of all, get us T-shirts, or get us an ability to buy the T-shirts without having to buy the $1,000 one. And then second, I see this, they have this one-day dev team training. Do you think that is something that is valuable to the RChain dev team or anybody that's interested in running Rolang?
They're charging for this?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's $9,500.
Yeah, I don't think we want to buy it.
All right. Yeah, that's good to know.
We want to learn it collaboratively.
I like your style. All right. Okay, cool. And then they have this app design consultation, which also might be beneficial.
Right. And, because of you know, the work we're doing in the bot ecosystem in the social ledger, we really need to attract people to the HoloChain work.
Wait, no, they have this dev training camp, and this is only $125, and you get a T-shirt. What the hell? How come you don't get a T-shirt with the $400 one? I'm sorry, I'm such a T-shirt nerd. But okay, one second. So, and this is getting a little off topic. I want to tie it back in, but it does apply. So, can't wait to build on HoloChain. Want to develop the first blah 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 blah. Come to one of our global dev camps in early 2018, and be an original HoloChain app developer. If you can't make it in person, we will be hosting dev camps online. So yeah, that might be something to do too. I might get that. Jim, if you want to go to that, then I'd be interested in going to that with you too.
Where is it?
They didn't say specifically, but they said if you can't make it in person, you could host the camps online. But if it's somewhere like reasonably close to us, then we could figure that out.
Yeah, and you know the problem is, we're looking for people who want to learn programming. We don't,
we want devs. So I mean, that's where we go.
You know, our time is too valuable to be devs all the time, or it's, you know, our usefulness is in other areas. But we do want to be self-reliant and understand the code and whatever. It's just a question of there's just too much to know.
All right. Yeah. So we'll talk more about that later. I'm gonna move the topic on real quick. So are we recording? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Ian?
Hey there.
We were just talking about HoloChain and their Indiegogo campaign and how we could run rolling stuff on there. But now we're gonna actually, perfect timing, we're gonna get into like the official portion of the quote unquote official portion of the members meeting. Yeah, so tons of stuff is happening. I can't think of everything off the top of my head. I should do a better job of itemizing an agenda in advance, but what I'm working on is getting a budget finalized, organizing everything into GitHub projects, and then creating, also syncing it up with the decentralized. Someone's got some bad static or something. You got to mute. Thank you. Yeah, and then getting that synced in with it. The decentralized budget sheet, as well as getting the finalizations of some SOWs. I also worked with Michael Birch. If you guys saw in the last Hangout, he created the Casper simulation on 3 nodes, that animated GIF that was really cool. Since then, he's actually on vacation right now, but since then he drafted a blog post that will be published on Medium, and it's already gotten input and feedback from Vlad, Greg, Meta, and as well as Leah for editing purposes. And to that point, also Vlad requested that we create a separate channel in the public RChain Discord for his team and RChain's Casper implementation team to communicate through. So that's pretty cool. So we haven't seen activity there yet, but hopefully that picks up soon. I'm sure the more questions they have, the more that will happen. That's going to get published in January. And hopefully we'll also have some other, well, not hopefully, but the target is to have some other collateral lined up with that as well too, possibly an infographic. Website's moving along, Rev Logo is moving along. I met with Alberto yesterday, and we're going to get him up to speed, and we're going to be starting the paid and the more strategic social media campaigns, as opposed to what I've been doing before, which is still strategic, just less, I don't know, dedicated, I guess would be the way to put it. So that's going to be cool. We're going to really focus on promoting events and local meetups. We're going to get the paid meetup subscription. and start to run tests, or a test, maybe just two. It might speed up rapidly, but within the networks that we already have. So Seattle, Austin, because Daniel from Pyrofex is there, possibly Tampa Bay, New York is also possible, to get like a good system down for how we can empower the people that are putting on meetups for RChain or that want to be an ambassador at the meetup. So I actually going to a meetup today, and I'm working out a flow to get the Ether cards loaded and accounted for that we can use as a framework for anybody that wants to do that moving forward. Let's see. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, then so we're also build. Some of the community members have taken the lead on this also, but started to build essentially what's a Google sheet that's kind of a working CRM for outreach opportunities. So that's cool. So I'm actually gonna, once this budget gets finalized and I get the access, create a CRM and give everybody the access. Maybe it's an open source CRM, or I don't know the specifics of that exactly at this moment, but so we'll be able to manage our client relations through that. Also, Alberto is working independently on creating those lists, and I've sent him that resource. So he's going to take all his network and plug it into that resource as well. Let me look at my Trello real quick. Lots of stuff going on. Let's finalize kind of doing this. Yeah, the Casper article, CRM, meetups. Yeah, so we have this governance conference that we have to work to finalize. I haven't looked since on where the location, where people voted on for the location. It looks like, I'm looking right now, it looks like it's tied between St. Pete and Denver.
Yeah, so there hasn't really been a whole lot of input on that yet. I think it would probably take an announcement during the main Wednesday meeting to get more input. But I've put out some feelers. I know St. Pete. I've put some feelers out to folks in Denver just in case that's what it ends up being.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Either I'm cool with. I think that we can kill a lot of birds with a few stones if we do it in St. Pete too, for some other stuff as well, such as like I was talking about earlier with the meetups, about understanding that flow of how to get a rolling meetup nice and smooth. What else was I going to say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, to that point, I don't want to put you on the spot, Jake, but since you are here and on the call, I was wondering how things are going with some of the first. So what Jake agreed to do was to create like summaries, small paragraph summaries of the developer retreat videos, and we're going to get those published in hopefully by the end of the month, but maybe in the new year. So I did want to see how you were doing with that, and if you needed any help with anything. You don't even need to answer.
Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, I'm just getting started on that. Also kind of in parallel working on sort of a PyCalculus to rolling tutorial. Sort of been struggling a little bit with that. It's kind of hard to pare down the whole, figure out what's actually necessary to know, what's useful to know about PyCalculus on the low end, and I'm sure it'll get a little bit easier as we move up the chain. But yeah, that's what I've been working on in terms of like public-facing stuff. There's also some Madison meetups that I'm sort of becoming more a part of, and hoping to do a presentation on RChain there shortly. So we'll see where that goes, though.
Cool. That's amazing. Yeah, that PyCalculus tutorial that we spoke about earlier. So that's awesome that you're leading that too. And I noticed that you put that into the content sheet. So very much appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing all that. In regards to the meetup, yeah, you're another person that would be a great person to test this with. So if you want resources, like we can share. It's all public, but if you want specifically any resources available, such as Ether cards, a budget for printouts and things like that, just let me know. We can coordinate whenever you're ready to.
Yeah, I'll let you know as things sort of progress.
Cool. Yeah. So that's awesome. That's good to know. I'm going to say that's it, just because, again, I need to get better at making my agenda. Yeah, does anybody else have any updates? And if I remember something, I'll go back into it.
Yeah, well, let's see. So HJ is running a meetup right now in his room, so we're missing him. I've noticed a huge amount of activity on Telegram. That channel has been exploding, and I think some of that interest has been spilling over to Ether Delta and a run up in price of the rock, which is, I guess, that's nice for more visibility. So let's see what we can do with all that attention, whether we can channel it towards building the platform is what I'm most interested in, more than just having a higher rock price. So getting more developers on board, Scala developers or people who are building decentralized applications, computer scientists, academics, all these folks. And what else we have? Let's see. So Jacob is not here. I know the board has been discussing the offer that Jacob made, and I think there were a couple also other people who heard the announcement about the offer to buy some rock. So a couple other people have come forward. There's very little time because the end of the year is approaching, and then 2018 rocks really aren't going to be on sale because of the restriction that the membership put on the supply. So
yeah, just to add to that, like, that's awesome, the amount of interest, and I'm not going to put them on blast, but a pretty enthusiastic community member that's been delivering good work is also looking to make a very substantial purchase. I directed them to holdings, actually, because I think it's a better idea for them to go through holdings and help raise funds for the actual holdings company. But yeah, it's crazy to see this amount of interest and dollars. Just like, yeah, take my money. It's like, whoa. All right.
Yeah, I think we're entering into a phase of rapid growth, and I think the vision for the co-op is the co-op doesn't want to be some centralized entity. We want to help generate lots and lots of business, lots of opportunities. So that's where I kind of see the role of the co-op. We're building out this infrastructure, and it's going to take a whole lot of talent, a whole lot of people, a whole lot of businesses to get this going. And I see that happening now, with holdings and some great ideas that others are coming up with.
Yeah, and I'd like to see if we can get more members involved. I mean, there's so many exciting developments happening with communities that share our values that primarily involved with the social ledger now, which is really the ledger of everything you say and do, which is what is going to be on RChain. We're building now the holonic organizations and the user programmability, and the social ledger is about 3% complete. But what we have on the table today are things like the Discord integration. I'd also like to do a Telegram integration of the social ledger, so that it's wherever the user is, and integrated with GitHub, and wherever the user is, where they're dealing with a social object, which is anything that connects more than one person. I'm not sure how to what the best way is to, we sort of need to enumerate all these possibilities of things that we want to do that we don't have enough members.
Well, one thing we've got going for us in this respect is a lot of groups are starting to come together now and be interested in the concepts involved with RChain and social ledger and meta maps and presenting meta information about our communities to accelerate our growth and our community intelligence. And I just wanted to mention that we've had two, I thought were very successful meetings with both the RChain and MetaMaps group and the New Maps team, which is now called S7 Foundation. And they both have a great deal of interest in the social ledger project, and they're looking at it from a very high level. And I think what Jim is trying to say is we don't quite know how to bring in the actual users into the experience yet. For instance, we would like to see 10% of the people that are showing up in the Telegram channel on our social ledger project. But anyway, that's the report from the social ledger.
And go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think I definitely forgot. I don't know why it's not on my calendar, but when are those meetings again?
The RChain meeting is Tuesday at 11 o'clock New York time.
Okay, RChain.
And then the social ledger meeting is later on Thursday, 4 p.m. New York time.
On Thursday or Tuesday?
Isn't that Tuesday, Jim?
Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday.
And then so Tuesday at 4 p.m. is social ledger.
Yeah, we don't have regular times set up for S7. MetaMaps, I don't know if it's a regular time or not. But that's combined with RChain at this point. But we have, I guess we meet when we can. Most of the things should be announced in the social ledger lab team in the trial. On the chat.wdow.net. The big live trial team. But if you type /dig, you get the invite link if you're not in it. Okay, the governance committee meeting is tomorrow. It's every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So it's 1 New York time.
Yeah, it's at. I was actually on my calendar right now. Yep, 1 p.m. Okay, 1 to 2. Also, real quick on the marketing update, we do have the original RChain subreddit secured. For some reason, I guess they're having complications putting the graphics that Valeria made up. I think it's like a CSS thing. I'm going to check back with them, but there's 236 subscribers 15 users are on right now. That's pretty cool. And Mervin, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's been leading it, and he essentially updates daily with all of the news. So if we want to start upvoting and engaging on that, it's pretty full now, and there's no more. I mean, you have to scroll down a long way to see any scenario stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's good news.
And once, yeah, it is pretty cool. I have to figure out exactly how to capture ownership, quote unquote. And then I also want to set up a little, like just a brief guideline and have the moderators click, yes, I agree to these guidelines. And then we'll make it official, and I'll link to it on all the channels. But right now it's still like everybody's doing what they want, and it's awesome because they're doing a really good job, but we have to have that degree of accountability before making it quote unquote official. Got some white space. Kevin, you got any updates on your side?
Kevin, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Just going back to the governance forum, I did take a look at some venues in Denver as well. There's also a GitHub issue where I'm not sure who the user is, but they're organizing at least the budgeting spreadsheet. But Ian, if you those feelers that you put out, would you mind just sending them my way so that I can centralize them, and I'll get them up on GitHub so that we could actually have it located centrally?
Yeah, will do. I'm waiting to hear back from a contact I have out there.
Okay. So just in terms of venue type, I was looking at a museum, like / gallery, and I think it's their botanical gardens, Denver Botanical Gardens. I'm not sure, how many people are coming, but I thought that could be a nice, peaceful place to discuss all things governance. So,
yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's winter there as well. Yeah, it sounds good. Well, that's right. How many people are we expecting? That's pretty key when we're talking about a venue.
Sure. So I haven't heard, from anyone necessarily in the Discord channel per se, but maybe we should do a poll in the Discord channel and announce it formally in the community debrief, so that we could at least get people to, say, all right, they're aware of it now, and then now we can, they can express their interest.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And I mean, if we look at how many people came to the annual meeting back in October, that was, I guess maybe 50 or so.
That's what, I was told.
Right. And the number of members, I did a count today, and we have about 450 paid members. So I don't expect, more than a quarter of that.
Right. Okay.
So I'm thinking maybe 75 to 100, something like that. Just rough estimate.
Right.
But yeah, we should, if we want more people to come into the channel and vote on venues or discuss it, then I think bringing it up in the next meeting might be a good idea. I'm not sure I guess Greg is going to be on. He might be on an airplane right now, but we'll probably have some space to talk there.
Okay. And just, before I guess we actually invite folks to attend, there should be at least a rough agenda or objective for the forum. And I wasn't clear on that, actually. So, I just wanted to bring that up to the group again, just to figure out whether or not this is, how this is different than sort of what we've already expressed in the co-op bylaws. the objective here to, I guess, further the discussion around the co-op governance? And if so, in what ways? And thinking about sort of like the subtopics around governance.
Yeah, I don't think we can say that we're going to have any deliverables out of this, but definitely getting everyone together in one place and discussing it, we're going to get a lot out of it, make some good progress.
Yeah, I think, if we were to specify the goal of taking steps towards decentralized governance as the theme, and that will be working toward the Declaration of Interdependence. And
I love that.
Thanks, Jim. I think that's a good idea.
I also think maybe a way less than the dev retreat, but a similar structure to like you might not have access to this doc, but this is the schedule and agenda for the developer retreat and all the breakout sessions and things like that. If we just kind of itemized it like that, that would help, because it would be nice to get some, at least, content created through these discussions.
Right.
It might be instructive to also look at the Scenario Governance Conference, which is what Greg mentioned as a potential model for,
Do you have any of the agenda or like docs from back in the day? You're on mute. Yeah, if we could find that agenda, that'd be cool. But I vaguely remember it, watching it.
Yeah, I do need permission to be able to view that doc.
Yeah, just go ahead and request the permission, and then I'll ping Meta right now and tell her why.
All right, done.
I found one document owned by what? I didn't copy. Owned by Ian. I don't know if this is the most recent document yet, but then I don't know if it's helpful. I didn't look that far. But it has a pretty big agenda. Very interesting. Yeah, I think that's probably a good source.
Cool. So I'm going to add that to the GitHub.
Yeah, I mean, we already been through this once.
more than once. That's old, but I bet I can find one that's even older. From what's his name, Jeb or. I'll find it. But hey, we've made a lot of progress. I mean, we have a co-op structure which is incorporated in the state of Washington. We have the 7 cooperative principles. Vlad has made great progress in the mechanics of blockchain governance. So I'm pretty enthusiastic.
That was all that I had on my end. Patrick, I had a question for you about the open source CRM. I don't know whether or not you've already identified one. I think we went over this before in a prior meeting, and the only one that comes to mind that was open source is Sugar CRM. I think someone on the team had experience with it. I think it was Kit. Does that sound familiar?
It does. What I'm doing right now is Lawrence gave me access to what I think is a holdings company CRM. So we obviously don't want to, cross swords on that, but it would be to use the same system. I cannot remember what the name of it was. I'll ping Lawrence, but I would prefer, even if it's not open source, just one that there's degrees of access so that people can freely, like activists that have been assigned to, whatever outreach or whatever you would need that CRM for, relationships and network building, to freely use it and update it. I'll ping Lawrence right now.
I put a link. I'm talking, but it's
I was just going to say, Meta got back to me and should have approved your request, Kevin.
Kevin, you might want to look at that spreadsheet and put the link in, planning spreadsheet for the scenario governance conference. It seems to have a lot of good stuff in it.
All right, I just requested access. All right, good. So I have access to the retreat schedule, and Jim, when you can, just give me access to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the email.
I think we have a couple new members jumping on, ready to do their verification. So they might just pop on any second now. It's been a steady stream.
All right, Jim, I resent the request. So see if you get that there. Oh, there's one.
Who we got? All right. Welcome, welcome. So we got Alex, and is that Tim? All right. Couldn't hear anything. So, Alex, you're in New York with Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob's a couple that's behind me, yes.
Okay. And Tim, where are you?
Seattle.
Seattle, okay. All right, well, you joined our weekly cooperator group. So this is a group of people that we're all working on projects that further the co-op and the RChain platform. So this is a regular meeting that happens every Wednesday just before our main meeting, which is on a different Zoom channel that you can also join, that has been going on for a couple years now, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And that's run by Greg Meredith, who's the co-op president.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that, the big conference that's going on right now, right? Yeah. Like the conference style.
Well, it'll look just like this when you're in Zoom, except you'll see a lot more faces.
Oh, okay. Because I saw the one you invited me to yesterday. And I joined that one now because the message just came in. But yeah, was that a replay then, or is RChain live right now?
Well, this is live. I'm not sure what link I sent you. It might have been a previous.
It might, yeah. That must have been that.
A previous debrief.
But it's a pleasure, guys. I'm hopefully going to help out with the website development. That's what I do. And marketing.
Okay. Well,
good to meet you, Alex. I've been in the office before.
Oh, pleasure. I was trying to see who was talking. Sorry. Okay, Kevin. Pleasure to meet you. Are you in New York or?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Okay. So I'm sure I'll see you around. That's awesome. So what do you guys typically, what do these meetings typically look like? as far as what everybody's working on?
Well, we generally just there's been an agenda in the past where there's been a document and we just sort of go down the checklist, but we all go around as a group and discuss some of the points that we're all working on and how we could all help each other with each one of those items that we're trying to close out. So this is a really collaborative forum. Everyone is really willing to pitch in and help each other work.
Nice. Okay. Sounds good.
Hey guys, I had one more point that I wanted to bring up from last week. I had the opportunity to meet with the SweetBridge team. That's a project that's I'm really keen on. I'm hoping it does well, but also Kenny Rowe is an advisor to the SweetBridge project as well. Got an opportunity to speak to them about RChain, and they were very interested. They've heard about it. They weren't really sure, but I think it's when we start talking about RChain and some of the opportunities, use cases. So for blockchain generally, supply chain always comes up, and so I think it'd be good to at least begin the discussion with a project that's dead square in the middle of the supply chain use case and really understand what the business requirements are. That's probably a holdings conversation, but I think it's a useful one right now while we're building out the platform to really understand, as a company like SweetBridge is working on customer development, business development, what feedback they're getting from customers in terms of what the technical requirements are for blockchain. So I don't know, exactly how to, sort of run this up to the holdings team exactly what the best approach is. But, Kenny knows them. Rhonda, who's a co-founder, knows Kenny well. And so they should get to talking as soon as possible, and from my point of view. That was pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. I mean, you essentially summed it all up. Have you reached out to Kenny about initiating that?
No. Yeah, I'll take an action to do so if that's the best approach. But yeah, I'll just reach out to him.
Is that the approach that you believe would be the best? I mean, he's a board of director.
Yeah, I do. I also think though it's in part a holdings conversation as well, and so some of these, I guess, business development opportunities I think should be directed toward Ed and team. But yeah, I think since Kenny's already involved in the project, it's sort of like low hanging fruit in terms of connecting the two. So I'll reach out to Kenny.
Yeah, I think Kenny's the best way to go.
Okay, will do.
Speaking of website stuff too, I'm sorry, what was your name? Is it Alex?
Alex, yeah. What's up?
This is the latest members issue. Like, so we try to funnel all activities through GitHub, and then we're gonna, or we already are integrating it with a Google Sheet that automates decentralized reward programs. This is the one for website, and there's been some of the latest updates on it. This is for everybody too, if you guys want to check it out. This is what Raphael's been working on. He doesn't tend to come on these calls because he's in Paris, but it's starting to look. Oh, starting to look.
It's a lot better than the current one, I think. Yeah.
So, Alex, we have some efforts involving webhooks and a little JavaScript or PHP. Would you be interested in working on any of those projects?
Yeah, I can definitely help with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to gain self-reliance in the bot ecosystem here.
Yeah, I understand for sure.
Maybe you could coach us.
Oh, I can definitely help you out with all this
Awesome.
stuff.
Awesome. You're just the guy I was looking for.
Awesome. I'm great. I'm glad I can help. That's what Jacob's been telling me, that you guys needed somebody like me, so that's why I'm here. The new website looks good though, Patrick. I like the direction.
Cool, yeah. And so the leads on that, you'll probably see them in that issue, is Raphael. He's at Rackcraft. The designer is Valeria. That's at Valley Bflow or something like that. Val Bflow. And then also there's more websites being developed too through Pyrofx. They might need additional help. I don't know, maybe not. But and that's Daniel G and Steve W. And they're not as active on the issues, but.
Okay.
They're working on more developer-focused websites like developer.rchain.coop. Yeah, you can see if you scroll up, you'll start to see some of those ones as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And yeah, if you just acquaint yourself with the issue, you'll see probably everything you would need to know, and feel free to shoot whatever input you have.
Okay.
So hey, the next meeting is in 5 minutes. So I hope you all can make it. That should be a good one.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Okay.
All right. Yep. I'll take off too.
All right. See y'all.
Peace.